Hi friends, welcome back. Rigel Smith here from Bliss Mama, and today I'm going to teach you how to make really delicious, simple treats infused with doTERRA essential oils. So I'm going to teach you how to make a wonderful festive pistachio cranberry bark with cardamom oil. I'm going to teach you how to make Cassia spiced clementines dipped in chocolate, a cocoa dusted popcorn with peppermint essential oil, and a warming turmeric latte. So stick around, I'll teach you how to make those recipes plus a few bonuses along the way. So let's get started. First bonus recipe, we definitely need to pour ourselves a drink. So what I have here, I have frozen fruit. Anything will work. We always have frozen fruit for different smoothies. This one happens to have frozen strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, but anything will work. So frozen fruit in the bottom of your cup. Then I like to do some citrus oils. Today I'm going to do wild orange. I like to do about 3 drops of wild orange. It's really uplifting, refreshing, it tastes delicious with pretty much everything in my opinion. And then some sparkling water. So this is a really simple drink to have as a mocktail. It's great to serve at parties. You can have the sparkling water bar and it feels fancy. You could do cranberry and lime, which would be delicious. Maybe mango and grapefruit would be lovely. I've even done strawberry and lime, which is one of my favorite combos. So it's really beautiful, super refreshing, and we're ready to get started. And unlike a lot of cold drinks, the longer it sets, the more delicious it gets because the fruit starts to melt and gets even more flavorful. All right, that's great. So our first recipe we're going to make today is a cranberry pistachio bark with cardamom essential oil. So let me show you what we're going to use to make this today. We need a bag of your favorite chocolate chips. I like dark chocolate chips, but whatever you like will work. We need about 1/2 cup of dried cranberries and about 1/2 cup of shelled pistachios. You can use salted or regular, just depends on your taste buds and what your taste buds like. So a little trick here I have next to me is my Instapot, and I have it on saute mode, and I'm using it as a double boiler. So I just have the bag of chocolate chips in here. They're almost ready to go. So when you melt chocolate, a little trick that I've learned is you want to melt it just before all the chunks are gone. So if you over melt chocolate, it sometimes gets that white frost on it when it starts to harden up, and I don't really care for that. So this is the base for our bark, super simple. We are just melting a bag of chocolate chips. To our chocolate chips, we're gonna add 1 drop of cardamom essential oil. Now, cardamom is really great for digestion. It's great for respiratory support. It smells lovely in your diffuser with clove and ginger. And when we add it to a dish like this, not only is it flavorful, but it really helps support healthy digestive function. So a trick with your essential oils, whenever you're cooking with them, they are very potent. So I use a spoon. You will need just one drop for most people, up to 2 drops, but I'm gonna start with 1 because you can't take it out. And I drop it in a spoon first so it doesn't all come out and ruin all my chocolate if I don't want that much. And mix it in. That 1 drop should be plenty. If you really love cardamom, you can try a second, but do taste it first. You might be pleased with it just the way it is. Okay, so we're gonna mix that up. Oh my goodness, you guys, this smells so delicious. And cardamom is one of the most expensive herbs that you can buy, spices rather, but when you buy it as an essential oil, you get all the flavor and all the benefits, and it's even more affordable that way. So this is one that I do like to keep on hand for cooking. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do after we've melted our chocolate thoroughly, we've put in 1 drop, maybe 2 at the most, of cardamom essential oil. We're gonna put it on a lined baking sheet. So this is just parchment paper so it doesn't stick. And we're just gonna get it all out, and we're gonna layer it out. And this bark is really, really beautiful to make around the holidays. It has those red and green colors. My neighbors usually get some of this for a gift. You can wrap it up in parchment paper and tie it with some twine. It's really pretty that way. And I'm gonna put this chocolate back into my Instapot, turn it back on to saute with that water in there, and already get our next recipe going. So I'm gonna start melting chocolate while we're working together on this project. Okay, so now we are gonna just spread this out. And I don't measure it, maybe 1/4 inch thick. Just make it thick enough so that when it dries and hardens, you can break it into pieces, but not so thin it just falls apart. So I like mine about this thick. You could make it a little thinner or a little thicker depending on your preference. If my 4-year-old was here, she would definitely be licking this, so I will call her upstairs when I'm done with this video. And just start sprinkling your toppings. So I like to sometimes crush the pistachios a little bit because then you can see the inside is that really beautiful green color. And just sprinkle it on, pretty generous amount. Just like this. You could also make this recipe instead of cardamom oil, you could do peppermint, and peppermint you could probably do a few more drops in one, maybe 3 or so drops of peppermint essential oil. And then instead of these crushed toppings, you could maybe do crushed candy canes. It would be really beautiful and festive. It's one that we like to make around Christmas time. And I like mine with a pretty good amount of stuff on top. So there we go. We've got those pistachios, cranberries, and then if you like, you can do a little sprinkle of sea salt. I find sea salt always enhances the flavors of chocolate, in my opinion. If you use salted pistachios, you may not need to, and if you're not a salt fan, you can totally skip this, but I like just a little squirt of some sea salt. And there you have a beautiful, festive chocolate bark with pistachios, dried cranberries, and some cardamom essential oil. So you'll let this set up for a little bit, and once it is solid, you can just break it up into pieces and eat it or gift it. So the next recipe I'm going to show you how to make is peppermint cocoa dusted popcorn. It kind of tastes like crunchy hot chocolate. And so I'm going to show you what we need. We are going to use popcorn, so you need about 10 or so cups of popped popcorn. I'm going to cheat and use already popped popcorn. We're going to need some peppermint essential oil, also great for digestion, great for head tension, invigorating, so another good one to cook with. We're going to need 2 teaspoons, so 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, and then 2 tablespoons of a cane sugar. Okay, so we are going to put our popcorn. This is a really fun one you can do with kids too, because I like to use mine in a bag. So just a paper bag, or you could mix it in a bowl, but we're gonna do it this way. And I know in here is about 18 cups because it tells me on the back of the bag, so I'm gonna use just over half the bag. I think I got most of it in there. All right. And what I didn't mention before, you also need melted coconut oil. So this is 2 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. And so we're just going to drizzle that on our popcorn. And this is going to be what helps our peppermint, sugar, and cocoa powder mixture stick to the popcorn. So you want to make sure it's mixed in there. See, like a kid right now would love this. Shake it up. Okay, so that's mixed up. So we then mix our 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, and we are going to do our peppermint. I'm going to do about 3 drops of the peppermint essential oil in here. 2, 3. Oh, you guys, this smells so good. I love the peppermint. Peppermint is so easy to mix into your desserts. Anything you would think of peppermint extract, you can swap out with a few drops of that peppermint essential oil. You could add it to frosting, you could add it to brownies, your favorite fudge recipe. We're checking over here on our melted chocolate for our next recipe. It's looking great. I'll show you in just a moment. Everything's looking good over here. I can even turn that off. All right, so that's all mixed up nicely. So now we are just going to put on our popcorn and we'll give it little shakes. And then we're going to give a really good shake, make sure everything's incorporated. Super easy for a movie night, super easy for a gathering, party. Tasty, very fast, especially if you've already popped popcorn or bought popcorn already popped. And then it is ready. So we're gonna pour it in this bowl. If you feel like your popcorn needs a little bit of salt, you can add that in here. I'll show you how beautiful this is. Dun, dun, dun. So this is your peppermint cocoa dusted popcorn. I'm gonna put a little touch of salt to enhance those flavors. Mix that up. If you wanna get really fancy, you could add some M&Ms into here for color. You could add some chopped almonds for some more crunch. But really, this tastes like crunchy peppermint hot chocolate. It's absolutely delicious. Yep, you're gonna like this. Very good. Okay, so our next recipe I'm gonna show you how to make is something called spiced clementines. This was my very first original recipe with essential oils. And you may recognize this recipe. It was in the most recent 2020 Winter Living magazine. So they did use my recipe in there, and it's very simple, absolutely delicious. So we are going to get our clementines. Down here, we're gonna need about 8 clementines that are already peeled. We're gonna need some wild orange essential oil. We're going to need Cassia essential oil and our melted chocolate. So I already have some of these already peeled. Let me grab them for you. Dun, dun, dun. This is what happens when you're a one-man camera crew. And so we have these right here. You can see that our chocolate has melted beautifully. This is about a cup of melted chocolate in here. And to that cup of melted chocolate, we are going to add 1 drop of Cassia essential oil. And remember, a nice little trick is you can measure it out so you make sure not too much comes. I'm gonna feel brave and I'm just gonna do it. I've had some oil experience. Been doing doTERRA essential oils for 10 years. Absolutely love them. Started to use them just for my family and personal use, and then started to use them in my career as an occupational therapist at that time. So this is the wild orange. I'm gonna do a couple drops of that wild orange. 1, 2, citrus oils always come out fast, but they're more forgiving in your recipes. Mix this up. Oh my goodness, you guys, this smells so good. You're gonna want to make these soon. And then very easily, you just dip in your little chocolate clementines. As many as you think you need. These are great ones to bring for parties. Gatherings, birthday parties, they kind of feel like a healthier treat. So just a little bit, a touch of chocolate with that really juicy center that's delicious from that clementine. These are always one of the first things to go. I can bring them to a potluck or whatever type of event. And for some reason, people absolutely love these. So that's it. You can do, this will make, 1 cup will make about 8 of these clementines. So if you were to peel all 8 of these, that's about how many they make. That's how many we're gonna make right now, and I'm gonna make some more when we're off camera here. And then, once again, a little touch of sea salt, enhance those delicious flavors. Now, I would normally just put this in the fridge and let this set up for a few minutes, and they'll get hard, and you can transfer them to a really pretty serving platter, and those are ready to eat. Okay. So our next recipe is one of my favorites to have on a nightly basis. This is probably what I drink most nights. It is a turmeric latte, so very easy. So with your turmeric latte, you wanna make sure you have this lovely doTERRA Holiday Joy mug. I'm just kidding. This is a gift from doTERRA. It'll taste just as delicious in any mug, but this is my favorite one. And then you're gonna need some cinnamon, turmeric essential oil, which is really great to support a healthy inflammatory response. It helps support healthy brain function, all sorts of lovely things. So this is a really great one to add to your daily routine. You're going to need some warmed almond milk or milk of your choice, so about a cup or so. I don't fill it all the way because I'm going to make this frothy, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. So this is the base: 1 drop turmeric, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then I'm going to show you my optional mix-ins that I like to add to. Let me move this up a little bit. Hi guys. And then some optional mix-ins, I like to add collagen powder, just a scoop of collagen powder in here because I like a little extra protein. So if that's something you're looking forward to, just a scoop of that. And this has already been warmed up. I like a little bit of fat for flavor and also because it helps me feel full. I'm certainly not afraid of fat. This is a little bit of grass-fed butter. You could do half a tablespoon, a whole tablespoon, that's kind of up to you. A little touch of honey if you like, a little bit of sweetness, that's totally optional, but I like, this is some local honey that we have here. So just a touch of some of that local honey in here. And then I'll bring you back down so you can see what this is gonna look like when we mix it up. 1 drop of turmeric, you could do 2. This is a forgiving oil, and once you get used to the flavor, 2 is okay. So 1 if you're a newbie, 2 if you're seasoned. It kind of smells like a campfire, this turmeric oil, very earthy. And then a generous teaspoon of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. This is also really great for a lot of health benefits. If you prefer, you could do cinnamon or like a pumpkin spice would be really good if you like that pumpkin spice flavor. But I'm gonna stick with cinnamon. And then here's the key to making this really, really delicious. Super simple. Is one of these hand frothers, just like this. And this is what makes it taste like a latte. If you don't have one of these, you can mix it all in the blender. And if you don't have a blender, obviously you can use a spoon, but there's something about using this little whisk, this hand frother, that makes it taste really delicious. Tastes like you're getting a Starbucks drink, but making it at home. So that is it. That is how simple this drink is. It's really delicious. It's foamy, it's frothy. Look at how good that froth is. And so this will help with digestive health. This helps with brain function. This helps with healthy inflammatory responses. And it also tastes good. Oh yeah. This is gonna be one of your new favorites. So that's the turmeric latte. If you are a coffee drinker, a lot of people that I know really enjoy 1 drop of turmeric essential oil in their coffee in the mornings. For me, I make this identical drink in the morning, but instead of cinnamon, I put in matcha powder. So it's a matcha tea latte with turmeric, a little bit of that butter, collagen, very warming, very sustaining, and that's how I start my day. Now, those were the 4 main recipes I wanted to teach you, but I wanted to give you a couple bonus recipes. I don't know if any of you are fans of peanut butter cookies. I love them. So my friend Elizabeth taught me that if you put 1 drop of clove oil in your peanut butter cookies, it'll knock your socks off. It'll be the best peanut butter cookie you've ever made. People will ask, what's in it? Why is it so delicious? It's really that good. So next time you make peanut butter cookies, add a drop of clove. Clove oil is really good for helping support your antioxidant levels. It's one of the highest scoring ORAC scores of antioxidant levels. So it's higher than spinach, has more antioxidants than a cup of blueberries. So that 1 drop of clove is really, really good for the body in many ways. And it's also very tasty. Another trick that I've learned is infusing olive oil with different essential oils. So you can take a little jar or a little bottle, whatever you have. This is, I think, a 4 ounce-ish. Probably, yeah, I think it's a 1/2 cup mason jar, and I have some of these up in my cabinet that have olive oil, and I'll put maybe 1 drop of rosemary, for instance, and then I'll use this infused olive oil to drip and drizzle on top of roasted potatoes, use it to saute different vegetables in. You could also do something similar and start making essential oil infused salad dressings, so just kind of play with it. Oregano would be delicious. Oregano is very potent, so you could start with just dropping a toothpick in to your olive oil and stirring it and tasting it and going from there. Thyme is also really delicious. Cilantro is good. So many of the green herbal essential oils that you think of, you could start to make essential oil infusions with your olive oils. So this, you can see how our drink, our little essential oil spritzer, has started to even become more colorful, more flavorful. Really versatile. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining us. If you try any of these recipes, let me know which one you're most excited to try, if you've tried different cooking techniques, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks, everyone.